it's Khaki. Today is my 18-month surgery since I had RNY surgery the day before Thanksgiving in 2022. I just wanted to talk today about changes that have happened since I had surgery, differences that I have in myself that I've noticed in the earlier stages after surgery to now that I'm in maintenance. And I would like to talk about a few twinges of regret. I've always been very upfront in this journey with everybody, so we'll talk about that as well. One thing that has really changed since as I have transitioned along healing and this journey since my surgery is capacity. After you have surgery, those first few months, your stomach, your pouch, or your sleeve is healing and it's stiff, kind of like a bruise, kind of when you have a contusion and it's hard. That's how your stomach is. So you have a very limited capacity. As you heal, the elasticity increases. The size of your sleeve or your pouch does not increase, the elasticity does. And that allows you to get more food in. And that, as I've said before, is a good thing. You want to be able to nourish your body and provide the nutrients that you need through food. I have noticed, I would say probably at 6 months, my capacity went up a little bit. Then at around 9 or 10 months, then at a year, and now I can eat about 3 ounces of protein at one time. So a 3 ounce hamburger patty, a 3 ounce chicken breast, 3 ounces of steak. I can eat more than that in fish because fish is a lot softer and doesn't stretch the pouch as much. So that's about what I can do. I can eat about a half a cup of vegetables at a time in addition to the protein. I can eat a pretty good sized salad because if you think about chewing and what happens when you chew lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers, it almost liquefies. So it really doesn't put any pressure on your pouch, but you do get the nutrients from that. And that capacity changes every day, sometimes every meal. I have had days where I did good to get 2 ounces in at a time. I've had days where I could get 3 ounces in the morning, and then my next meal did good to get 2 ounces in. So you really need to listen to your body, listen to those fullness cues, and let your body guide you. I also, one thing that is a change, I do drink a little bit with my meals now. I don't gulp water or Coke or anything like that with meals, but I do sip just a little bit. That is a big change from the early days. I'm not saying you can do that or should do that, but that's what's worked for me. I also have started drinking occasional carbonated beverages. Here again, I don't gulp them and it's infrequent. It's kind of a treat. No carbonated vegetables with sugar though. I do like Coke Zero, Sprite Zero, something like that. That's kind of, like I said, just a treat for me. Prior to surgery, I probably drank 6 to 8 Coke Zeros a day and I guzzled them. For the first year after surgery, I did not drink any carbonation. Um, it is a myth that it will stretch your pouch permanently, but the carbonated gas can put pressure on your pouch, which can cause discomfort. I did try carbonation probably 6 or 7 months after surgery, and it was uncomfortable, so I didn't do it. Then tried it again. Uh, can tolerate it okay, just don't do it frequently because I don't want to take away from my water intake. I have gradually built up my calorie intake. I am in maintenance. I am at a weight I want to maintain. I do journal all my food in an app, so I am very aware of my intake, of my protein, of my carbs, of my fats, and of my calories because I don't want to lose any more weight. I'm good where I'm at. So I want to do what it takes to stay where I'm at. For me, I use the app Lose It, which takes into consideration your movement because it syncs with your Apple Watch or whatever smartwatch you have. With my current level of movement, I eat probably, and everybody is different, so don't think you can do this or you should do this. Again, I'm 18 months out. I'm not losing weight. I don't want to lose weight. To maintain where I'm at, I'm eating about 16 to 1800 calories a day. That's a big change. For probably the first 6 months after surgery, I did good to get 800 calories in. Then, up until a year, I was averaging 1,000 to 1,200. I bumped that up intentionally a little bit to slow down my weight loss. And now I'm where I'm maintaining. I have maintained now for several months. So I think I've hit the spot where I need to be in my intake. Something else that's changed, I'm eating more fruit. I have, for example, yesterday I had 2 apples and 2 little mandarin orange cuties. That was spread out. I didn't have all that at one time, but I like fruit. I tend to eat the lower glycemic fruits or focus on those like berries, but I do eat some higher glycemic fruits like bananas occasionally. I do find if I eat those by themselves without any protein or fat that I do have a little dumping. So typically, if I'm going to eat a banana, I'll eat a little bit of peanut butter at the same time. I have become very comfortable in my routine. This is just the way I do things now. It's not I have to or I need to, it's just the way things are. I, at this point in my journey, I eat about every 3 hours, a couple hundred calories. That enables me to get in the calories that I need and the nutrients that I need to stay where I'm at. If I my restriction is still pretty good, so there's no way that I could get that 16 to 1800 calories and that protein that I need to if I just had 3 meals a day. My stomach would tell me to stop and I'd fall way below it. So that's what works for me. You find what works for you. I have found new favorite food that I never knew I liked since surgery. I like cabbage. I love cabbage salads. That's something I never really knew I liked before. So I encourage you after your surgery and know that it's going to change. I encourage you to find new favorites and try new foods because something you didn't care for before surgery, you may find it to be something you really enjoy after. As far as activity at this point, I cannot say truthfully that I do any kind of physical activity daily, planned physical activity, but I try at least 3 times a week to get in some planned physical activity. And for me, that's either yoga or walking. So that's kind of where I'm at with my fitness. Um, Regrets. And this is going to sound silly. There is something that I do kind of miss. Prior to my surgery, I really enjoyed going to wine festivals and wine tastings. That's really not possible for me anymore. Alcohol hits me very hard. One glass, and I'm pretty much done. Over that, I pretty much have to go lay down. And if any of you know, wine festivals, wine tastings, you drink very small amounts over a long period of time, and I just can't do that. So, I really enjoyed those things, and I just can't do it anymore. The other thing that I do kind of miss, I'm a foodie. I still love food. I still try new foods. I still eat out a lot. But for example, there is a restaurant in Nashville called the Chef and I, where I used to enjoy going to, and you would watch the chef prepare your meal. You didn't order off of a menu. You expressed to them if there were anything that you absolutely didn't like, and they would prepare a multi-course meal for you based on what they had, what was fresh. And I always loved that. That's nothing I can do anymore. It wasn't something I did all the time, but I do miss things like that. Or every now and then there'll be a wine tasting dinner that's multiple courses and each course is paired with a wine. I could go. I could go for the company. I might be able to eat a bite or two, but things like that are usually kind of pricey. So it's kind of a waste. So those are things that I do miss that I can't do now. But I have gained so much in my life. Things that I can do now that are 100-fold more than the things that I can't. So, do I regret having the surgery? Absolutely not. It's the best decision I ever made for my health. Those are just little things that I do miss. So, let's talk about where I'm at. I weighed and measured this morning. I weigh once a week on Wednesdays, which is the day of the week I had surgery on, so I just have gotten in that pattern. As of right now, I am down 138.8 pounds. That's a whole person. As far as measurements, I am down 6.5 inches in each bicep. As those who follow my journey know, I had an arm lift and had some excess skin removed. I am down 22.3 inches in my hips, the abdomen area. I am down 19.9 inches in my waist, and I am down 7.5 inches in each thigh. I have lost in the places that I measure, and I wish I'd measured more. I wish I'd measured my neck. I wish I'd measured my bust, my wrist, but in the places that I measure, down 70.25 inches. That is almost 2 freaking yards. I mean, that's just crazy. That is crazy. So, the change in my health, the change in the way that I feel, the change in what I can do, those non-scale victories like being able to sit in a seat and cross my legs, being able to fit in seats at an event and be comfortable, being able to sit on a plane and not have to get a seatbelt extender, to be able to drive my car without feeling like my belly was touching the steering wheel, to be able to walk and not get out of breath, to be able to go upstairs without my knees screaming for mercy, to be able to sleep well, to not feel like I was smothering when I laid down, to have my husband not complain about my snoring. I love you, Dawn, but I know it was annoying. And I did have sleep apnea. I don't anymore. These are all monumental changes in my life. I would love to hear from you. What changes have you seen other than weight? I'd love to hear about weight, but what other than weight have you had victories in and seen changes in? If you're post-op, if you're pre-op, what are you looking forward to? Love to answer any questions that I can if you want to put them in the comments below. I would also love to hear any questions or video ideas. I want to put out there what you want to hear me talk about. So put your suggestions in the comments below. I hope everybody has a great day. I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.